Hello. Welcome back to our Grand Tactician, the Civil War playthrough as the Confederate Army, the Confederate States, I guess, starting in the spring of 1861. Last episode, we had a very, very bloody battle over here at St. Louis where we got heavily outnumbered. The Missouri State Guard pretty much broke under just the pressure of being outnumbered uh, about two and a quarter or so to one, and I'm just trying to get them back south again. I want to get, if possible, I'd like to get the Missouri State Guard down to Nashville where they can kind of recoup a little bit, and taking their place will be the Army of Tennessee. In fact, I'm trying to chase down a fight here with the Department of the West. We also have some trouble here, possibly brewing with the Army of Cumberland. And we are pressuring the Union to get out of Western Virginia here. And we're also working on reducing this fort here. The fort is down to zero condition. They have 159 troops left, so that may fall soon. I'm not sure. But that's the setup for this particular episode. Let's see what kind of projects we can do. We do cavalry reform. I'm going to hold off on that. We don't need bigger cavalry units at the moment. So we'll see what we can get maybe if we just hold off a little bit longer. No hurry on that one at least. And we're really just trying to get to like winter. Once winter arrives, we may be able to buy ourselves enough time to like rearm some of our units with rifles. And also, I sent off a lot of troops from the Missouri State Guard to furlough, like a lot of their brigades to basically recover because they were in a pretty dire situation there. Let's take a look at, yeah, we got some units here, or at least one that's looking a little bit weak. With that one there, maybe I can do replenish on that one. What about Jones? I can do Jones as well. And then the cavalry is actually all right. I maybe could have waited a little bit longer, but I think the Army of the Potomac is kind of safe right now. We're just going to withdraw from this fight. Our goal is just to get the heck out of Dodge, really. I might be in some trouble, though. I might have to try to fight my way through. Maybe I can cut through. Can I get down here? I don't know. It's not letting me do anything right now. We finished building a prison camp down in Montgomery, Alabama. All right. Are we far enough away that we can slip back across the river, perhaps? No, not quite. So we've got it. We have our first economic policy here. Looks like we got some kind of economic pop up there on the left. So we can improve funding. But let's check and see what we got for that. We issued bonds. Well, that's not quite what I hoped for. I hoped that would actually help our economy. That was government funding. So it increases the economy subsidies that we can spend. We can also print notes, which will take 20 days to kick off. But once we do, we'll gain 50 million per year. Don't know if that's actually worth it yet. Because I'm not sure how many years. Like a year is like a long time. So let's maybe conscription would be kind of nice. We need more troops. So let's go for, this will take 45 days. King Cotton will take 25. Tarifact, 20 days. I'm really not sure what I want here. I'm going to hold off on that. This would hurt our relations with Europe. So maybe we will just go for military act level 2. And what will that do? That increases the maximum annual military subsidies and introduces introduction of new weapon and ship types and military reforms. So here's impressment. I don't like that. Okay, we're going to go for military act 2. It's going to take 45 days, but we kind of need to get to the point where we can do better recruitment, honestly. Yeah, we need more troops. So Missouri State Guard, I think I'm okay to start retreating here. How do where the heck? Of course, now they go down here and capture Nashville. All right, we'll have to go over there and deal with that. I knew as soon as I left, something dumb was going to happen. Where the heck am I going here? I'm just like going in circles. What if I try to get out of here, but I turn on like river movement? What if I try to go to Memphis? Yeah, I'm just going in circles. Look at that. That is actually really annoying. I really don't understand what's happening here. Can I get out of here? Yeah, we might be caught in a very sticky situation there. Fort Monroe. I think that's out west. No, that's over here. So we have successfully captured. Oh, hang on. We successfully captured a fort over here. So I don't know if that'll let us chase out some of these Federals or not. But that frees up this army to come over here and capture Fredericksburg again. I lost it somehow. And then we got weapons are delivered. 25,000 Lorenz rifles. So we finished it, so we need to start a whole new order of those. And we do like those weapons, so we are going to try to order some more. 14,000 in stock. We're going to order another 25,000. It'll take 2 months to get them all here. We're recapturing Nashville. Oh, they just have too many armies over here. All right, is this my chance to get out of here? Hang on. What if I turn on river movement and try to go down to Memphis? Turn on river movement and then hit OK. Well, it looks like I am taking the river. So what if I try to go down here? All right, I need to go They're just running all over the place. I need to. Okay, we built something else. The fort has been built. We should bonds again. The economy's still okay. We're at BBB negative, BBB minus, which probably, no, it's not horrible, I guess. Or maybe it is. Who knows? I have no idea. And then they still have 12 ships down here with 85 guns. And we have nothing completed yet. These frigates are getting a little bit close. These frigates here are going to be a while. So let's construct a steam frigate. It has 40 guns. Yeah, we're going to build 2 steam frigates down here. It's going to be a long time before they're ready. But I'd like to try to break this particular blockade here. If I could, I'd like to try to break this blockade. But I have nothing to do it with at the moment. Okay. And then, Army of Tennessee, Army of the Northwest, 24,000. So if I move in with both of these armies, that's Army Northwest, this is Army of Shenandoah, I can probably just auto-resolve them out of here. Although the enemy is up at Grafton now. That's annoying. They just have too many troops that are spread out. Oh, there's the Missouri State Guard. All right, cool, we got out of there. Can we assign them a useful perk here? Siege firepower, no good for us. Order delays doesn't matter. Intelligence doesn't matter because we have fog of war turned off. I guess movement speed +5, or we'll take foot cavalry. We haven't done any forced marches for the most part. And I'm going to move. US warns Europe not to intervene. Well, they can try. I'm going to move Lee up here to Nashville. And we're just going to have to consider Missouri lost for now. Like we're just heavily outnumbered everywhere we go there. So we got Fredericksburg back. I may have to move the South Carolina State Militia. Oh, my Army of the Potomac is a little bit weak right now. What kind of troops do I have here? I have a lot of artillery. And I do have some, so let's upgrade. So that'd be 2 more brigades, essentially, with artillery support. So we're going to go ahead and move them up here to support Army of the Potomac, just to bolster the numbers a little bit. I'm going to keep, Army of the Tennessee is going to keep moving south down here to recapture Corinth. And then Missouri State Guard will come up here and it can fight defensive battles around Nashville. How am I doing over here? It says I'm short on some supplies, but am I just not getting resupplied here? Doesn't look like it. I think this is the army that I would want to take that siege perk on. Zoom out here and have a look around. Here comes the second army over here to Winchester. So it'll be about even Stevens once I get the militia up here. Like it'll kind of negate army of occupation. In this fight here, I don't know what the heck's going on. Let's see, 11,000, 10,000. So we're taking less casualties than they are, so that's good. If we can break that, we're gonna snap off the smaller of these two and send them down here to support Tennessee, because this is kind of getting out of control. Fort Learned, where's that at? Is that out west? It is, nice. All right, we captured Fort Learned. Larned. We will, what to build a supply hub or something. We'll go over here to this little town. And maybe build a supply depot there. And then we have a lot of moving parts right now. I really need to get down here to Corinth and try to Army of the Potomac versus Army of the Potomac. You know, we're gonna fight it. We're outnumbered. Actually, we're outnumbered by quite a lot, so we're gonna withdraw a little bit, just long enough for the state militia to get there. Once I arrive with this, I'll be willing to fight that. Just, I mean, even 2 brigades will make such a difference. And then we have arrived. Oops, that's the wrong place. Over here. Oh, they haven't arrived there. Okay. This is just losing Missouri, basically. All right, get in there. Why can't I? Army of Tennessee versus Department of the West. This is the fight that we want. This is down here near Corinth, I think. Yep. Did they fully capture that? Yeah, it looks like they did. So, oh my gosh, they have so many armies over here. It's crazy how many troops they have. Let's do it since they're on their own here. Oh boy, yeah, this is really nasty. I need another 10,000 troops over here to make this into like something I can kind of deal with. Because right now, my Missouri State Guard, they're shattered. I mean, they got ripped up there in St. Louis. And they spent all that time doing circles and rear guards and stuff. They're not going to be okay for another probably a couple weeks to a month or so. But once they recover, they are still my best army. Although they've taken a lot of losses. And units are on furlough. I'll have to if I can remember, take a look at them and just kind of hover over them and see if it'll tell me when they'll be back from furlough. Okay. So they will have the advantage, which is fine. The advantage of being at the objective, that is, at least. Blah, 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 blah. Then let's go into single line formation. This is a pretty big army here. And then we will hit play. And we'll have to figure out where the heck we're going. But for now, let's just get to the general area here. So we're going to go into double line formation, make it a little bit more compact. Let's see where they're going. If they take up a position on this riverbed, we might be in some trouble. We do have them outnumbered 2-1. This is the only place in the West where we're going to have the numerical advantage. Well, they've taken the control point. And where are they going to set up their defensive line at? Is it MacArthur? MacArthur? I wonder if that's Douglas MacArthur's father, I think it is, or grandfather. They won his grandfather, Douglas MacArthur, is a general in World War II. But he won his father or grandfather won a Medal of Honor, I think at Gettysburg, Cemetery Ridge. Seminary Ridge. Might have been his father. He was like Arthur MacArthur or something like that. Okay, we're going to end up way too close to them, so let's recalculate route here. Recalculate route, and we'll actually set up back here for our initial organization. This is I always like to find a good spot, a little bit outside of range of artillery and all that, to set up for the initial push. And I see a good spot for our artillery already. This looks like a decent spot, in this set of trees here. So I have to identify who our artillery are. One easy way to do that is to go like that. So that's Pemberton. 24 pounders, 12 pounders. They're pretty decent. So we're going to put them into single line. We'll put them like this on the road for now, holding down shift to make sure they don't grab hold of the terrain, essentially. And then Johnston or Johnson. These are muskets. Looks like it's all muskets, except for on the left here. We got some rifled muskets. Oh, it's Tennessee State Militia. Yeah, it's one of our little hero units. It's been doing pretty good. Looks like they don't have a battle star though. All right. We're going to select the commander. We're going to put everyone into single file. And let's begin. Oh boy, mixed muskets. Yeah, that's it's not great, but these fellas can be out in front and absorb some of the initial volleys, get them some experience. So let's get them moved up here on the left. We're going to move, this is Hindman's division. We do have some, all right, yeah, we got some decent weapons in there. So let's go like so. We should have one more infantry division over here. Johnson. We'll go like this. Then Pemberton. Stay in the forest for now, but we're going to be popping out of the forest here in just a minute or two. Let's get our overall commander somewhere in the middle. And he does have, there we go, there's, it's not very good weapons, it's just the musketoons, but we might be able to find something to do with them. We'll see. All right, here we go, on the march. They do have artillery right here, which could be a problem. That's rifled muskets. Let's put them right there. Maybe I can reach. It's gonna be dark here in just a minute too. Can I reach the artillery? Maybe. Not quite. Springfield muskets. So let's cross over like this. We're gonna pop over to the other side. We're just the goal here. We're just gonna shoot the artillery, then back off. Pemberton. The enemy is distracted. So we'll put artillery on the fence there. But it's going to be dark probably before they're in action. Greg's brigade, move up. Oh, they're going to eat around a canister, I think. All right, cool. At least we routed them. I'll take it. 2-to-1 kill ratio so far. 18 kills versus 9 losses. And then we're going to get Little across the river into this forest. These are my blunt instruments mixed muskets. We're going to get across the river into the fence. And the main goal here is we're just pushing a little bit further up. So when night falls and we do redeployments, we have more territory to choose from, essentially. All right, here comes the enemy. This isn't really the fight that we want right now. So we're going to fall back. We're going to fall back. This is not the fight we want. Oh, look at this. Juicy opportunity. Go, go, go. That's a battery, too. That's not even... it's not even a detachment or anything. These are my... I do have some nice Lorenz rifles in here. Go like this. Go like this. Get these rifles right here going. These Lorenzes are going to be hopefully something that can keep our heads above water for this battle and for this army. This army is a little bit better equipped. Are we breaking? They're broken. Polk, what? Why? They took 10 losses and they broke. But this army's better equipped than Lee's army is. It's not as well led. I don't think the officer corps is as nice or as good. But I think it's better, like better equipped in terms of small arms at least. Can I rally this artillery? What about the artillery commander? Can he rally? There we go. There we go. So I'm back to being nervous, so I can at least reclaim my guns. There we go. So I've got my guns again. So if we redeploy... Oh, this is... I'm just eating losses here for nothing. So we're going to fall back. hopefully in an orderly fashion. We're going to fall back. And then these guys are actually okay. And then those are mixed muskets. Lorenz, like this. Like this. Move Anderson back a little bit out of the way. And then Bartow's going to push up. McLaws is going to push up. And Archer, he's going to push up. And then where's my cavalry at? Oh, they're all the way back here. Jeez. Okay. Well, moving forward. All right, is this a detachment? It is. That's kind of unfortunate, but we can just push up to the creek bed there. Oh. Okay. Well, we lost a lot more than they did, but we did win the battlefield. So we hopefully can reclaim Corinth. Remember, this army, a lot of these guys are still green. McLaws, he barely did anything, but okay, sure. Any little bit helps. Why not? Okie dokie. All right. So he's a national hero. Let's see here. So Army of the Tennessee is going to be fighting quite a lot here. Let's give them the flying columns so they can march better. And this battle, once I can actually get control of them, I'm going to swap out the weaponry, the muskets, in that one division that we have that is just using mixed. Well, let's march down here. And let's keep marching over here. And how are we looking? Can I assign them? No, they're still technically fighting. Oh boy, here comes. Yeah, here comes like the Goon Squad. 9,000. That's not horrible. Okay. At least I can upgrade this division potentially. So let's just hit the upgrade button and see what we get. Lorenz. That's going to help. That's actually going to help out a lot. Smith. This is the Tennessee State Militia. Gosh, I'm so tempted to just merge them with another brigade. Let's upgrade Heinman. There we go. Look at that. Oh, that's actually beautiful. Okay. We are running out of time on some of these brigades, like 6 months, 7 months, things like that. This is so nasty. Missouri State Guard. How's the morale look? 63% versus 78%. But you know what? We're gonna have to do it. Turn off river and just make a march down here. Okay, this actually isn't bad. We still have 29,000 troops here, Army of Tennessee. I think that's potential troops. No, that is the full. Yeah, we're okay. Let's do it. Let's fight this battle. We had the only units that were really kind of breaking. This will be a late episode, starting us at 35 minutes. The only unit that was really breaking was one of my artillery. I think it was Polk. So we should still be pretty fresh here. And I don't know. I don't know if they're throwing another of the units that was just like. So we just fought one of their armies and it ran off. But I don't know if it came back for this fight. I don't think it did. So it won't be like low on morale or anything like that. If national morale and army morale are both low, units may surrender when routed. So marching Lee's army down here is kind of a risk. Okay. So we do hold the objective. They're marching in basically all from the same direction there. I don't imagine, well, maybe they will cross the river and try to come in like here. Or I can't tell if there's any fords down here. But I feel like we could probably, they'll probably take this road here. And then they have to decide if they're going to go right or left. So they could very well come down this road here. So this is kind of a natural defensive line here. So what we'll do is we'll place our some of our parapets at least over. So this is a fence line, so we'll just kind of extend out from there. We'll build another one over to the river. And then we can build a very tiny one. I guess we'll do down here between the swamp and the river. Yeah, that's nothing. Okay, never mind. Doesn't even exist, essentially. So let's do a single line here. How's my artillery looking? Yep, Polk is still a little bit nervous, but he kept his guns at least. So if they're going to come down this way, so they march down this road, down here, down here, down here, and then maybe down here into this gap where there's no, there's a fence line here, so this is okay. So we'll put artillery back here. I didn't know I had 4 brigades. Six-pounder, that's a new brigade. Okay, that explains it. Okay, and then I have Little. He's going to go into this gap here. And Archer, Bartow. Hit, hang on, I need to keep deploying before I hit anything else. So Johnston. We'll put him right here so he's close to the road. And then Heinemann. He'll just be lurking in the back here a little bit. This is also a potential area they can come through. But we'll kind of hold the river. Dissuade them. And then hit play. Pause it. And go to Bartow so I can build some breastworks here. And McClaws will do the same thing. There's a fence right here. It's going to be a little bit annoying. I don't know if I can build through a fence. Looks like I can. Okay, that's fine. And Pemberton. I'm going to keep him back a little bit further, just in case. And then the overall commander somewhere in the middle here. And I'm going to grab my cavalry. I'm going to march them up here to this crossroad. And maybe we can act as some bait and lure them down a direction we want them to go. That's what actually kind of worked before. So they've got some cavalry out in the vanguard there. Uh-oh, looks like they are swinging. Well, maybe. We'll see. If I can lure them down this main road here, that would be pretty sweet. An archer, I don't know. We're gonna have to move Buckner. Well, these guys can get a. We're gonna do our sharpshooters as usual. It's all about that accuracy. State militia's looking a little bit roughed up. We'll get some muskets over here. Actually, let's just do this. Everything's going to depend on whether they swing left or right here. Let's Greg, Tennessee State Militia, McCulloch. All right, let's actually do this real quick. Just in case. I don't want to get caught. Okay. All right, well, at least they didn't go to our right. Here comes the cavalry. We have musketoons, so that's not fantastic. All right, how's our artillery looking here? Not great, really. All right, well, they're right in front of us, so I guess I can pull my cavalry back. Buckner's going to fill in here a little bit, like this. Here they come. Yeah, we should rip into that cavalry. Yeah, they lost a. Oh, they're down to 62 in their cavalry. They lost 104. That's quite nice, and they are going to the right some. Looks like they got cavalry going to the right, and potentially artillery. Meanwhile, Johnston's brigade. We're gonna get Buckner over here. I have a plan. I'm formulating a plan in my tiny little brain. How's their cavalry look? Is that weak as well? They just lost 91 out of 500 or so. Yeah, they got right in our face, huh? Man, I don't know. This is really bold of the AI, in my opinion. Oh, get some more sharpshooter. I wish there would be like an announcement or something to let you know that you can do upgrades. Go through here and check. There's some more. Sharpshooter. They got Lorenz rifles, so don't mind if we do. Buckner, Bartow, and McClaws. Okay, we're good. And we're looking pretty good in this battle so far. McClaws. And I want to move the cavalry up into this gap here. Archer's brigade has taken some losses. I'm going to pull him back a little bit behind this fence here. And Buckner, who's he belong to? Isn't he, yeah, he's meant to be over here. So let's get these Lorenz rifles into action. And then Lomax, we're going to cross the river with him. Anderson's doing just fine. B Jr., he's got Lorenz rifles. All right, and now there it is. Now that all my infantry in Johnston's division are on this side over here, I'm going to post them up in the forest and start moving in on the flank. McClaws, let's just get him closer in general. B Junior, we're going to cross over. We're going to go like this, I think. It's a little bit risky. Yeah, with these Confederates, like, you know, I'm so outnumbered, I have to be very cautious. I have to be very as conservative as I can with my troops. What kind of weapons do we have? Springfields. So we have all Springfields except for one set of rifled Springfields. So we will have to get close. But we've got our firing arc over here on the right that we like. And the enemy isn't shooting back. Are they laying down? They're laying down. That's awesome, actually. Let's rush up to the river then if they're just going to lay there. Johnston, or Johnson. And then Little. We're going to push up to this this line of fences. It looks like our cavalry is being shot at by artillery. That's fine. Cancel that order. Belay that order. This is the detachment. That's not even a full brigade, so we're just going to push up on them. We're going to push up like this. And Greg, oh, you're so weak, so low on numbers. We're actually going to fall you back, and we're going to fall back the Tennessee militia to right there, I think. I'll have to work on getting everything else moved up. Take some pressure off. This might be our chance. All right, go into attack column. Cold steel is turned on. Is that a brigade or is that a detachment? It's a brigade. 1,700, but they're in possible retreat, so let's give it to them. Buckner, you need to get in there. McLaws, you need to get in there. And Bartow, get in there, please. With who was the archer? Boy, he took a lot of damage, but he was the one holding the center there against those waves of attacks. Let's just make sure the commander is close enough to offer some support. Uh-oh. Of course, so then we break. I really don't understand the cavalry in this game. 2nd Division, it's 2nd Brigade. I don't know. I really don't know. But let's do Lawton in. And then he's retreating. Looks like we made contact. We make contact again. I don't know. I can't tell. All right. Well, let's see how we did. Looking pretty good. Hopefully that'll shatter both of these armies. I think this is only one of the two, but we'll see. Took out 13 of 15 guns. And we're close to an hour in, so this will have to be it. Look at this gruesome picture. Man, they love showing this picture, don't they? This has to be well after the war. Let's see. Is that there? Kind of looks like a sword blade. I can't really point at it because this screen here like lags like crazy. That there, the mouse kind of pointing at, looks a little bit like a sword blade. Lieutenant Colonel Blunt, that's not one of ours. So we killed about 500 and captured 1,000. We lost about half of what they did and captured 2,200 rifles and some guns. So hopefully by the time the Army of the Cumberlands gets down here, excuse my stammering, I'll have Corinth recaptured. And I don't think anyone's going to go for Nashville for a while. Not with, the Missouri State Guard just sitting there watching over it. Our morale's looking better, though. How's the morale? It doesn't really say. Ruggles. Man, he needs to go on a furlough, too. This is not possible. So they'll be back in 20 days. They'll be back in 18, 30. So we might have this army reinforced here. Like it'll probably be winter or so when it happens, but it'll get reinforced. Let's take a real quick look before we end this episode. I might just immediately play another one and then record it, and I'll be even further ahead. I think I'm like, so today's the 8th, and I think I have episodes scheduled out to the 17th because I'm doing it every other day. So that's actually really nice. It's really nice having episodes ahead in case anything weird happens. But let's take a little look here real quick. 12-pounder howitzers. I'm not doing production on them. I don't like 12-pounder howitzers much. We may have captured, I don't know what we have been capturing from them. Hey, we got reboard muskets. And we have 359 6-pounder field guns, which are kind of useless for us. And then we're doing okay on some weaponry now. Not great, but we can equip about 3 brigades. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, essentially about 3 brigades. All right, that'll be it. I appreciate y'all so much. We're gonna save the game right here. Save. And I will see you all next time, which for me will be in just a few minutes. And for you guys, it'll be the day after tomorrow.